Hey guys, what's going on? Kulprit here, and welcome back. Today I want to talk with a focus towards game modes, looking towards Battlefield 4, but today I'm not going to talk about any specific game mode per se. What I wanted to kind of talk about as a theme is, something Battlefield's already done, particularly Battlefield 3 and Bad Company 2 and those types of, those games, is where they would have a game mode, say Rush or TDM, and then they would also have a squad variant of that game mode. And I think this is really awesome. It's unique to Battlefield as far as I understand. I'm sure I'm probably overlooking something, but as far as a main game and game I've played, and I think it really offers a really cool experience in Battlefield, and I'd love to see them continue this. So let's say, they bring in, I guess I'll talk about Capture the Flag right now, because we're about to get that for Endgame. I would have loved to have seen them done Capture the Flag, on a big scale map. Obviously, that's what they're doing with vehicles and things, but make a squad variant of that. Squad Capture the Flag, which, would take place on smaller maps, and it would have, less dimension. And in this way, it would offer a lot more focus for competitive play. And I think we're starting to get some hints that Battlefield 4 is going to at least make the effort, make the effort towards supporting competitive play, whereas Battlefield 3 talked about it a lot and never made any effort. So it seems to be something they're interested in. This time around, luckily, they seem to have more of a platform to stand on. They've already built Battlefield 3 from zero on the new engine that they built from zero. So now moving from Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4, they have the platform to stand on. So they should have more resources available to them to do things like that, which I'm personally really hoping they do support competitive play and esports and that kind of thing. So I think it will only help the game and enhance it. So one of the ways I think they can do that, they need to do that. I mean, everybody talks about, spectator mode and things they're literally necessary for competitive play. But one way I think they could really facilitate that is to continue this trend of squad variants of their game modes. I mean, to me, like I've spoken about, Squad Rush is it's my favorite game mode actually in Battlefield 3. It's not the one I play the most because you really, in order to get the full feel of Squad Rush and the enjoyment, you have to play with a squad of yourselves, 4 guys that you were in comms with and whatever, and you have to play against 4 guys that are playing the same way, which that's the hard part. So luckily in Company 008 sometimes we'll do a Squad Rush night and we'll play each other. That can be frustrating at the same time because you're butting heads with the same guys all the time and you get frustrated and things. It's much nicer when you can play a quote-unquote enemy and you can revel in stomping them kind of thing. But the idea that, Rush has this big, game mode that can be played by many on big maps, and it has this sister mode, this squad variant that, to me, is incredibly tactical. It's incredibly strategic and coordinated and requires a ton of teamwork and communication. It really almost strips away all the bullshit, and it just focuses on tactical team play. And I would love to see them do this. So let's just say, I mean, again, like, if they were to adopt a headquarters or a hardpoint, 2 game modes that I've talked about loving to see in Battlefield 4, I would love to see them not only just create this game mode, which I would be happy enough about, I'd be ecstatic either of those two, and there's others I would love to see as well, but also while you're developing that game mode, alongside it, develop the squad variant mode of that too. Continue this trend, because I think it's a really unique thing to Battlefield 3, and it's a thing I think could really be incredible. I mean, if they offered the correct technical support and infrastructure, i.e. spectator mode and things like that, and then you have all these smaller squad variant game modes, I think competitive play would really eat that up. Obviously Conquest, we can manufacture smaller game modes there. It doesn't have an effect. 3-map Conquest is perfect for small game modes, and Rush, we have it. So certain modes wouldn't necessarily need it. A game like Headquarters or Hardpoint, that it would really depend on the size of the maps they use. Are they using full-scale maps, or do they downsize the maps a little bit? That's really about it. You may or may not need an actual squad variant game mode if it's editable in the actual mode itself, but you get the idea. I'm just make the ability to play 4v4 Headquarters. Make the ability to play 4v4 Hardpoint or 4v4 King of the Hill, or 4v4 SND. I would love to see Search and Destroy added, and again, if they're going to go with a competitive flavor to Battlefield 4, I think it's one that should be there. I think it would go along really well with Squad Rush as far as really small tactical kind of game modes. It's not one I would play a ton, because I don't tend to favor the one you're dead and you're done, because I die a lot. But, I think it's one that people enjoy on a tactical level, competitive level, so it would be a good one to have in there. But I would just overall like to see their focus be on, within game modes, not only offering us these new game modes, which I really hope they do. I hope they don't ship with just, Rush, Conquest, TDM, Squad TDM, and Squad Rush. I mean, we played those to death. At least mix in a couple. You know, Battlefield 3 has been a little clunky where they've offered new game modes, but then they're not available on the old maps and things like that. It's very tangled and confusing. I'd love to see just from the get-go, from launch, you know, 3 or 4 new game modes, and I think that would really help just extend the life of the game. And then obviously you can even go further with DLCs and just kind of enhance that experience even further. But if you're doing it and you're going to try to support some competitive play in a thinking man's game and a real squad-based teamwork communication gameplay, I think these little squad variant modes are perfect for that, and I'd love to see it enhanced and focused on more in the future. Let me know what you guys think, again, in the comments. Like always, I'd love to hear it, love to reply, and if there's some good comments, I'll definitely make a follow-up video and we'll talk about it a little further. Like always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Always appreciate those likes and tweets and things like that. It really does help me out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.
Here's your man. 3 to go.